What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com. Here with the name you know you're going to see her in action at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 7 on Fight, October 22nd. It's a Friday in Los Angeles. You can get tickets at bloodsport7.eventbrite.com. We got Marina Shafir. How you doing, Marina?
Pretty good. Just drinking my coffee.
Man, this is an interview I tried to get for a long time. I even told you off the air. I asked WWE for this interview numerous times, and they were like, maybe. I don't know. But here we are.
Here we are. Finally, full circle.
And you're still punching people in the face, which I'm sure you're thrilled about. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. I'm really excited to see you in this environment because, I mean, this environment was made for you.
Thank you. I'm really excited too. I'm very excited to see, what I'm made of and what I've learned and what I have to offer. I just want it to, just like everybody else, I just want it to mean something bigger than what I walk around as.
Well, before we even get into all that, I solicited some reader questions. And I got one from a Jessamine Duke from Richmond, Kentucky, who said, ask her who is buying all this damn meat and barbecuing all day.
Oh, that's a good one. Shit, at this point, I don't fucking know who's buying all the damn meat. I'm sorry, can we swear?
Yeah, of course.
I hope we can swear.
Of course.
I have no fucking clue who is buying all this damn meat, but people keep barbecuing. They are just out
such a bad
here
thing? That's not a bad thing, right?
Do you know what that's from?
No. What's it from? What am I missing?
There's this video on YouTube where this chick is like going off on like how hot it is and how she like doesn't, she just hates being hot. Sorry, that's my dog chasing.
That's okay. See, I thought for a second people were just showing up at your house like Bivens,
No.
like Bivens was showing up with a bunch of meat for Roddy to barbecue or something.
Well, I feel like if Otis still lived in Orlando, that would be the current situation. He's the grill master. I fucking miss him so much. So much, and I'm so happy for him. But he usually is the one who brings all the meat. But he's not here anymore.
So, I mentioned Bivens. A personal question for me, Bloodsport, Malcolm Bivens versus Troy, who wins that fight?
Oh my God, no question. No question. There is no question on that. Troy's like, every time I see Bivens, I ask him why he's stealing Troy's clothes. No, preferably his sneakers. I'm like, dude, why are you sneaking up in our house and just snatching his sneakers? Like, what is that all about? I mean, now you're getting that TV money now. You should be able to buy yourself a pair of sneakers. I'm just saying.
So as we mentioned, Bloodsport, I just love this. Not even a concept. It's like one of the purest forms of fighting and wrestling, and I think you're gonna really show out there. I know that you've had a connection to Josh Barnett for a very long time.
Yeah, he's my coach.
Yeah, I mean, how far after this WWE release did you get, the call, the message? I know that there had been some attempts to maybe use some WWE talent on Bloodsport in the past, and that just wasn't able to happen. But did you know, right out of the gate, I'm doing Bloodsport next time around?
Honestly, I knew I was going to be doing something.
Yeah.
That was just too much garnered energy that I worked for. And I didn't take it personal getting released. I have no, I only have, I have more good memories at NXT than bad. And there's no personal feelings towards that. I get that there's a side to this business that you just can't take personal.
Sure.
And I signed that, what's it called? I signed that agreement long ago. I think 2 weeks after I got released, Barnett called me and he just asked me, first we were just talking about, how everything went down. But then he was just like, I'm going to like indirectly just kind of ask you to stay in shape. Just take care of yourself, and we'll be chatting here in a couple weeks. And I said, yep, gonna go train now. See you later. Talk to you soon. Bye. And like, I left, you know, like, cause I was in my own like little emotional bubble for a little bit. And then a few weeks went by and I stayed training. Devon Dudley gave me access to his ring. And I've just been going there like every week. Honestly, since I got let go, every single week I just try to make it at least once a week into the ring, and just to stay fresh. And I also wanted to see if it made me feel anything, because I was, you know, I was like, oh, you never want to have like, I never want bitterness or like, Gwen, drop it. Sorry, she's a fucking asshole. She likes to do loud shit when things are going down. Yeah, I just I stayed in shape, and then we chatted, and he asked me, and he didn't tell me who my opponent was. He just told me that he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I immediately was like, fuck yeah, like let's go.
Your opponent just got signed to Impact Wrestling. She's having an awful big week as well, Masha.
I know, and I'm really fucking happy for her. I watched that match too. It was great.
Yeah.
Her and Deanna have some special chemistry, and that is, as a fan, I was like, it's like, oh shit, I'm definitely gonna be paying attention to this, not because it's my job, it's because like there's a little itch deep down inside that I want to know what the fuck's going on. Like, I want to know. Do
you ever find that, like, because of like your route to pro wrestling, people are like questioning your desire to be a wrestler or anything like that? Because I would hear from people at the Performance Center that were like telling me how quick that you and Jessamine would adapt to drills and stuff like that, and you can credit natural athleticism to a lot of that, but I mean, ultimately, you got to have the desire to do it too.
Yeah, I still get that disdain that what was it? I was training with someone the other day, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's because you have this like little cloud over you because you're kind of like NXT bred," and I'm like, okay, whatever, cool, like. I've gone through the times of being judged by what gym I was out of, in judo, in jiu-jitsu, in MMA. Like, okay, it has now come full circle. It's like nothing, even when you think things are different, things are never going to be really different. It's going to be different. It's all going to be the same. Sorry, I just got jumbled up there.
That's okay.
But yeah, I still feel it. I think I'm gonna feel it for a while, and that's fine, because it's just gonna push my product and what I want to exude in there, and you know, just show everything that I've culminated in these like last couple of years, like what it's about. And it's going to be exciting for me, because I love surprising people with things that they don't expect. And that's what that's all about. And I just like really want to prove some people wrong differently. Not even wrong. Like, I just want to give them a different perspective on like where the fuck I come from and like what I'm capable of. And it doesn't matter how I got here. I haven't disrespected anybody. I haven't, shot fire on the politics of all this bullshit. No, what do I do? I sit down. Exactly. I sit down with one of the greatest minds in wrestling, my husband, and like, he is my devil's advocate. Like, I want to sometimes like scream, because, he just knows. He knows how to get like, he knows what questions to ask. He knows what subjects to talk about to like get that reaction out. And it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how I got there. What doesn't change is the fact that I'm a student. I'm a very good student. I learn really fast. And the more that I've gotten to know myself because of that system, because I've been forced to get to know who I am in order to be a better performer, I just hope that it resonates. You know, that's really it.
So we did see something similar when you and Jessamine popped up on Raw Underground. Now, from what I remember, you guys actually like may have done that twice. Like you did it one week, it didn't air. Then the next week you all came back. Can you maybe tell me about those experiences? Because a lot of people had no idea that you guys actually filmed that twice.
Yeah. It was really interesting. Very, like, because I feel like, you know, it was one of those things where you didn't know where it was going to go. You just came in and you showed out the way that you want, like the way you thought you could. And then you walked away to see if it, you know, if the seedlings rooted at all with all of it. And we thought it did. And then
I thought you all looked great doing that. It was very natural.
That was the most fucking fun I had in a while. Like, especially coming out of COVID, I got to like beat a chick up with a fucking skirt with pockets on and a fucking bucket hat. Like, it looks like I just came from like a midnight farmer's market and was like, oh, let me slide up into this fight club and just like support my homie. And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it was really fun because we got to like put our own spin on it. And I don't know what happened.
So there was like, there no follow-up? Or like they didn't tell you what was going on?
No, there was really nothing. Like there was nothing. You know, it was hard for me and Jessamine to not start having all these ideas that we could like propose, but they just kind of got left in the chamber because we didn't know what was going on and we didn't want to like waste people's time with these ideas. Yeah. Like she had a handful of ideas and I had a handful of ideas, and like we were just kind of like, when would be a good opportunity to like bring those in? But you know, unfortunately that didn't happen.
Do you know why they nixed the first week? Like, I know you guys filmed stuff, like, and was it similar? Like, what, did you all do something completely different the week that didn't air? Because, I mean, I had heard, hey, Jessamine and Marina are at Raw Underground. I watch Raw that night. There's nothing. Then I'm told, oh, hey, they're here again this week, and they're filming stuff.
Yeah, no, nobody,
Wow.
It was the same, it was kind of like, it was just kind of the stuff like leading into us being there.
Yeah.
You know, like the why, like, but then there was just nothing that came out of it.
I mean, I was very excited because I had been begging Jessamine to like spam liver kicks for years. I'm like, nobody does a liver kick in wrestling. And she did like 4 of them back to back. So I was like, oh, sweet. And then
she did them to the girl who's also now hired with NXT.
Oh yeah,
she got hired.
Right. You're right.
Uh-huh.
And I think a lot of people don't realize the background that you come from and how natural like throws, rolls, like the training that you and Jessamine went through. You know how to bump, you know how to roll, you know how to side fall, you know how to make somebody else fall, whether you want them hurt or not. Like, you all are very aware of that. Did you find that transition was easier because of that? But I mean, a lot of people think that you just started training in NXT, but it was before that, right?
Yeah, it was before that. It was, we didn't just start training around Underground. Like, we'd been training. Like, as soon as COVID kind of like lightened up and we were able to get back into the PC, like we were in there. I know I was training like 5 days a week. I was in that fucking ring, just doing shit. Yeah.
But I mean, even before NXT, I had heard of you guys doing like some chain wrestling and stuff. I would get sent some footage here and there of like Jessamine doing some like pro wrestling chain stuff.
Oh, that was all Jessamine. I was pregnant before NXT.
My gosh,
like
you're right.
I was working full time at a coffee shop, and I was just big and pregnant, and just pregnant, and just figuring out like what I wanted to do after I had Troy.
So I know earlier this year, I mean, it raised a lot of question marks because I know Jessamine went home last year and was like, I don't got to be here. I'm not going to be here. Started to do up, down, down. Then you are on NXT TV and you're in the line as the NXT tag team tournament was starting. And
yeah, I tagged with Zoe Stark.
How was that? And like, did you think like, okay, this is it? I'm finally going to get the run. I'm finally going to get on TV. Or were you just like, well, they're just having me here to have me here?
Oh, I was thinking all of those questions. I was trying to make sense of all of it. I think I was trying to make sense of all of it more so than being present and just enjoying that, because it was like the first, it's been the first couple times that I came back to TV, and I just wanted to know. But I also feel like they were trying to get a feel for what kind, I don't know, for what was going on. Because they were also in like a weird, nobody knew what was going on. It was chaos. And I got a little bit lost in that chaos. I really wish I could have, like, that was really my experience wrestling with Zoe, because she had just come in, like she literally flew into Vegas that day. And like, I got to meet her. We said hi, what's your favorite color? And then we talked about the match. And, you know, she was and still is like super just respectful and down to earth. And it's nice to chat with people who seem to be like 5 steps ahead.
Of course.
In that. And she's always just a pleasure to like be around. Yeah, it was a fun experience. Definitely, like it just, I wish I could redo it. You know, it was like one of those feelings of like, but it was a lesson. I needed to be out there.
And I mean, that wasn't like the first time you'd pop up on TV. They had you in the Battle Royal as well. You did Raw Underground around that time. It just seemed like there was a lot of stop and start. And for somebody who had been there for almost 2 years at that point, we see it now. It's changing. It's more of a shit or get off the pot with them mentality. People are getting on TV within a few months. But there were people like yourself, Bivens even, who sat there for 2 years and they didn't do a lot with. There were a whole lot of people that were in that same boat. How were you feeling during those 3 periods, Battle Royal, Raw Underground, and this, without any significant follow-up to either of the 3?
You know, it's something that I talked a lot with Roddy about, like getting a feel for, like, I was being put in these positions and I needed to understand why I was in those positions. And I was feeling like very insecure because it was a lot of start and stop. You know, I was cleaning up the way I was just cleaning up a lot of the things that were sloppy, my mentality. I was just asking different questions and seeing a different light, or just seeing like a different perspective on wrestling itself. And the start and the stop and the interject, like, you know, I tried not to get too much in my head about, but I did, like, I would get insecure. And, you know, Roddy was there to like remind me, just like, if you just keep putting your nose to the ground, you keep busting your ass, it's timing. Like, a lot of this about this is timing. And, you know, if everything is lined up how it should be, you'll know. And, you know, everything was lined up how it should be, and now we're here.
So I had also heard, and I think you've confirmed this since, you were slated to be a part of Diamond Mine, and they were playing that stuff very close to the vest. I kept asking people forever, and then I finally heard you, Arturo Hues, Roddy, Bivens, Tyler Russ. Well, now Tyler Russ is gone. You're gone. Arturo's gone. You've got Ivy Nile in there. The Creed brothers, who I think are really, really good. Like, at what point did you realize, was it the release when you realized that wasn't going to happen? Because when I would ask people in WWE, they're like, oh, well, they might bring in Marina later on, even though she didn't debut with them.
What was the question?
At what point did you know that sort of wasn't the direction anymore? Was it the release? Because I had heard that just because you didn't debut with him didn't mean that you wouldn't eventually be with him, kind of like Ivy's with him now.
Oh no, I thought it was going to be there. I thought it was going to be a part of it from the beginning. But they just had other plans. And like, like I said, like I just, what could I do with it? You know, like I can't be upset when somebody else's mind is made up. I mean, I had my feelings about it. I've trained with Ivy Nile since she got to the PC pretty much. And if anybody is a fitting character for that position, she's going to learn a lot. Like, she's going to learn so much in that position. And I think, I just hope that she kind of like carries it and makes it into some like, sorry.
No, it's
just
okay.
makes it into the thing that just makes it a big fucking thing. Like, female fighters, female MMA athletes are more and more a predominant fucking thing in the athletic scene. And it is still like the shock and the conversations that I've had with people who are still so surprised at how intense and how hard and how consistent female athletes are in the gym nowadays. It's like, it's hilarious. So like, for me, I just hope that she really understands how big this role can be for her. And like I've said it before, and I'll say it again, like, if anybody gets the green light in the past and like, the thumbs up, I'm giving it to her, because like, it's just a great spot to be in, to learn.
I wondered how you felt. I wondered if it was like the two Bart Simpsons, where the one drives by on the skateboard and you're like,
yeah,
like one of those, or if you were cool with it, because I mean that would have been obviously a good spot for you.
I was totally bummed, but I was very bummed about not being able to be a part of that. But it just comes to a point where, like, you know what, dude, like, you got to lean into the things that the positives of all this,
which are, you don't have to hang out with Malcolm Bivens all the time. Like, that is a remarkable positive.
Exactly. And like, it's great.
You heard about this. What people don't know is you heard about this and you called up WWE and you said, please give me my release. Anything to avoid Malcolm Bivens. Anything at all.
Like, I just don't think he understands he can never turn those eyes off. Like,
did you see the picture?
No off button for that.
Did you see the picture of Ivy this week with him in the background?
Yes. I can't.
Oh.
I just, it's just, that's something I'm not going to miss,
Well, you did work the Championship Wrestling tapings recently. I heard you had really good showing there. What was that like? Because, I mean, quite frankly, a lot of people didn't know what your future would hold, didn't know if you would want to wrestle, if you would continue doing it. I was stoked to see it because, quite frankly, there are not a lot of women on the independent circuit with your skill set. So I was excited to see that and see it in a TV format as well. Explain to me how that came about.
So I have my old manager, George, who actually is the owner of Lights Out Promotion in LA. He is friends with Dave Marquez, who is the promoter for CWF. And I have been looking to get, like, I've been putting my booking email out and just trying to figure out how to, like, approach promotions, but make it seem like it's a schmooze, let me take out on this, let's go on a date for a second, and see how it goes. But he actually got in touch with me, and the way he led that conversation was, we need something like you. And I was like, okay, I think we can make something work out. Let's see if I have what it is you want. And hopefully I can offer, something that you would be interested in investing in. And hopefully things are onward and upward from here.
And we see, like, these dedicated women's shows, NWA doing Empower, Mission Pro Wrestling doing a lot of great stuff out of Texas. WOW has rebooted. You've got Impact doing Knockouts, Knockdowns. There's a lot of opportunities here. What has that been like for you, navigating this and trying to make connections? I mean, obviously Roderick Strong has a bunch of connections. He knows probably everybody at this point, but for you yourself, different skill set, different experience. How has that
Yeah.
been for you so far?
Difficult, but like in a good way, because I feel like I'm forced to learn. Just I just got a different learning curve than a lot of other people because of the experience that I have, and like understanding when my overall mixed martial arts experience matters for matches. You know, like that's always like a interesting conversation to have with each person that I work with, and just yeah, it's been interesting. Like it's really the only way I can put it. Like I'm trying to think of a scenario where I can like talk
Sure.
about, but yeah, just making sure that it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
like as in life, like I just want it to make fucking sense, and I want it to be easily read, and you know, all that stuff.
from an in-ring perspective, like how does your MMA experience play into that? Because I found a lot of the people that I talk to that have MMA experience, they're like, well, it's a lot harder to get lost in the ring. People that have MMA experience, they're able to grab a double wrist lock. They're able to grab something like that if they like happen to be a little lost, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
What have you found has adapted the best for you from MMA to pro wrestling that you look at and other people might struggle with, but you're like, oh, I picked that up. That was good for me.
Exactly the first thing you said, like not being lost in the ring. Being able to call a match and know where you're going to end up and not forcing your way into things. That was easy for me to start figuring out really fast. And I think the reason that was really easy for me to figure out was because when I started doing MMA from judo and jiu-jitsu, one of the things that because I have like really bad ADHD, and like my brain, it's like, I can't even read a fucking book, dude. It's bad. And dyslexia. I was able to like merge a lot of the shit that I did in judo with MMA. Like from cage, like back, you're in the center, their back is like just positioning wise, how things would happen and like where it would move, like understanding that footwork, and not being lost.
Footwork has always been a big one I've noticed too. Like
yeah,
people in our catch wrestling class, when they would move to pro wrestling stuff, their footwork was always really good. And there's little things like a lot of people who are trained traditional pro wrestling will throw on a chin lock. People who are trained MMA will throw in a chin lock and they'll put like a hook around the hip to keep somebody from sitting out. Makes it look a little bit better. Like there are a lot of little things that people who have trained MMA that they're used to that maybe traditional pro wrestling people aren't. And seems like you were adapting really well to that.
Yeah, it was really fun to learn. Well, I had really good coaches in NXT. That's where that's what helped me. I mean, Norman Smiley and fucking Fit Finley were I mean, if I could have two right hands, like that would be, I couldn't get enough of them. I couldn't get enough of them. And, you know, they helped me learn that. And then it makes the matches like so easy. Like just understanding where you're going to go. And if you go off track, like understanding that there's always a way to get back right on track. And, you know, training in NXT where like everything is time based, you getting a sense of like how much time things take, like really, and how much time you have to sit in a position and to move and to like, you know, that how much time you have to fuck off and just be funny or, you know, bring something that you've been wanting to bring to the table. Like I just got to work with a lot of people who said the same thing over and over again, 50 million different ways. And it was nice to like piece it all together for just to like call a match.
Did you spend any time in the high flyer ring?
I'm working on my high flying crossbody. Okay, leave me alone.
I always saw that thing and I was like, man, what's it feel like? What's it like?
They were actually building it as like it was almost done right as I had to go.
Oh man. So Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 7, October 22nd. I could talk to you about wrestling all day, but I want to save some for the next time because I know you're going to be back on Bloodsport. You're going to be back doing a lot of stuff, showing out.
I'm really excited about this matchup.
I'm excited for it too. Masha, who's had this explosion over the past few weeks, and a Marina Shafir who's looking to prove something, looking to show people a lot of things. I'm really excited to see this. What are you most excited about for this match, this fight?
Oh, man. I'm going to talk some shit in Russian to her. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, I love it.
I haven't conversed in Russian with someone in so God. It's been, I mean, like, I'll go to the Russian deli around, like, up the street from here and try. And the guy's always like, I got like 50 other fucking customers waiting on me. Bitch, get the fuck out my store.
Do you know how intimidating that is to just like people like me who don't know what you're saying, but they would know that it's something really horrible just based on the way that you look at somebody or say something. Like, I think that'd be a good thing for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny too, because like you could say something like, man, this food smells great. And it sounds like, I'm going to fucking murder you. Like,
yeah, of course. Of course.
It's so funny. But yeah. That's all the way you say.
Bloodsport 7, October 22nd on Fight. Follow Marina at Marina Shafir on Twitter. Marina, thank you so much.
Thank you. This was a hoot.
Until next time, guys, we're out.